Government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Fuck Joe Biden.
Refuse to go along with this, and I'm seeing through all of your lies, Barack Obama, you wicked, wicked devil!
Welcome back to another night of Stick with Koolfrogg. And yes, there'll be some people that'll show up here in a little bit here. I'm sure I won't be the only one. We'll see how long we can take bets on how long it will take AmericaShirts to show up. Last night he showed up and he says, "I'm so sorry, I forgot that you started at 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time." I know, I live in the non-existent Mountain Standard Time. It is what it is. I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to mute myself for a second. I'm going to see if somebody wants to come in here. So, I just asked him if he wanted to come join me here real quick. Maybe he'll come in here. And then we'll watch everybody else slowly trickle through. I do have quite a bit going on and kind of a little behind on what I wanted where I wanted to be. There is somebody. There's the Jimmy YouTube. What's up, Jimmy? It's an interesting blue screen that you got there.
Thank you very much. You like that?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know how to fix it, so it may be staying. I'm very glad you like it.
That's awesome. I thought you wanted it that way or something. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Negatory.
Negatory. So then, what we have going on here is we're gonna go through some World Economic Forum. Oh, you changed it. We got the Rastafarian. Nice.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna Rastafarian Jimmy's totally gonna love what we're talking about because we got World Economic Forum and we got World Health Organization topics that had kind of shown up in the last couple days.
Legalize it.
Yeah, anybody that doesn't realize that the World Economic Forum held their meeting in the last 4 days or whatever in Davos. As well as the monkeypox, and it's interesting, and it could be the next thing that everybody's just super scared of, or could just be something that we have no clue what it's actually going to be. So, to start this off, we're going to do World Economic Forum stuff.
I may have a couple highlights if you'd like me to share them. But
yeah. If you got something, yeah, absolutely. I do have some stuff set up, but there's plenty of room for other stuff. I was assuming that there was going to be a few people that were going to join us.
Well, let me
assume that those few people that will join us will actually show up here eventually.
Let's see. I'm going to move my restream over to other monitors since I have that available to me.
Nice. There you go. It's always helpful.
Just a bit. So this WEF stuff happened like about a week ago now, right?
It just ended yesterday.
Really? Oh, but it started a week ago?
It lasts, I want to say it lasts for 4 days is basically what happens. And it happens in Switzerland every year. They hold this little. I'm trying to make the screen big enough so that people can actually see the writing on the screen. So this is World Economic Forum. This is their Wikipedia page. So this is World Economic Forum is an international non-governmental and lobbying organization based out of Geneva, Switzerland. It is founded on the 24th of January, 1971. This thing has been around for a long time. 51 years that Klaus Schwab has been peddling his World Economic Forum stuff. We don't want to actually trash this channel, so we're not actually talking bad about it. We're just reading what's on the internet.
I'm thinking it, though.
Well, we can think things, but, verbalizing them to Susan isn't always helpful. So we're just trying to, read some stuff. Again, Klaus Schwab. You kind of, remember that name. He's been around for a long time. And he's been doing, international lobbying work for a long time. The foundation, which is mostly founded in 1,000 member companies, typically global enterprises with more than $5 billion US in turnover, as well as public subsidies, views its own mission in improving the state of the world of engaging businesses, political, academic, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. The WEF is mostly known for its annual meeting at the end of January in Davos, a mountain resort in Eastern Alps, the region of Switzerland. The meeting brings together some 3,000 paying members and selected participants, among which are investors, business leaders, political leaders, economists, celebrities, and journalists. And they all get special little badges. I've heard about these badges that they get for this or whatever. There's something like those that are the most influential get the best ones. They get something with a white circle with a red line or something. The other ones get just a white circle for like spouses and whatnot. And then everybody else gets a green one. They're the ones that don't matter. They're the ones that get checked on all the time by their own police force.
This sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah, we do have a couple things that we have pulled up here for some stuff that had happened in Davos. So you can see here it said that this actually occurs in January or the end of January. This year, no, it did not. This year it happened, because of reasons happened just in the last few days. Next to Davos, the organization convenes in regional conferences and locations across Africa, East Asia, Latin America, and India, and holds 2 additional annual meetings in China and the United Arab Emirates. It furthermore produces a series of reports, engages its members in sector-specific initiatives, and provides platform for leaders from selected stakeholder groups to collaborate on multiple projects and initiatives. The forum suggests that the globalized world is best managed by a self-selected coalition of multinational corporations, governments, and civil society organizations, which it expresses through initiative like the Great Reset and Global Redesign. It sees periods of global instability such as financial crisis of 2007-2008 and the COVID pandemic as windows of opportunity to intensify its pragmatic efforts. The World Economic Forum in its annual meeting in Davos have received criticism over the years. Challenges raised about the conference and the WEF include the organization's corporate capture in global and democratic institutions and institutional whitewashing initiatives. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that in a second here. Keep that up.
For sure.
I lost my place. The organization's corporate capture of global and democratic institutions and institutional whitewashing initiatives, the public cost of security, the organization's tax-exempt status, unclear decision processes and membership criteria, a lack of financial transparency, and environmental footprint of its annual meetings. As a reaction to criticism with Swiss society, the Swiss federal government decided in February 2021 to reduce its annual contributions to the WEF. So, even the own Swiss federal government is deciding that they're actually, reducing contributions because they're like, well, wait a minute, we're contributing all this money and all you're doing is creating, look at these people that are actually part of this: Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, George Soros, just to name a few. So there's Klaus, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. Here's Bill, speaks during the Gates Foundation press conference. Yeah, that's all he does. He just speaks. He doesn't have any money. George Soros.
Isn't Justin Trudeau part of their Young Leaders of the World program?
We had gone through some of this stuff back a while ago, and I know that AmericaShirts actually had pulled that up at one point in time and went through pages and pages of all these people that are actually part of it. And there's so many of them. I don't remember if that person in particular actually is, but I would most likely say yeah. And I'd probably be 98% right on anybody that you named. Because these people, they don't mess around. They got everybody that they possibly can. You've seen the list of people that actually kind of show up or whatever, from investors, business leaders, political leaders, economists, celebrity, and journalists. So this isn't some little tiny little something that happens in the mountains every year or whatever. This is a big, huge deal, and they all sit around the table and do their thing. Let's show your little clip here real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a highlight that I found from the Crowder show that he clipped. So thanks, Stephen Crowder. Go check him out.
Everybody should actually go.
Louder with Crowder, Mug Club, all that.
Also be clear, the future is not just happening.
That's just a scary
The
voice.
future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room.
And we've been expecting Mr. Bond.
We have the means to improve the state of the world.
You have laser shocks.
But two conditions are necessary.
Necessary.
The first one is that we act all as stakeholders of larger communities, that we serve not our only self-interests, but we serve the community. That's what we call stakeholder responsibility. And second, that we collaborate. And this is the reason why you find
Like you did with
many
Japan?
opportunities here during the meeting to engage into very action and impact
Thanks, Stephen.
initiatives to make progress related to specific issues.
Oh, he had zero chill in
Okay,
this
a
one.
couple of important things. Your
But yeah, it's all about the stakeholders, and the cooperating comes second.
Right, exactly. Your feed was actually broadcasting my voice, so there was a little bit of an echo for you microphone listeners or headphone listeners. I'm sorry if I blew your.
That's probably because I was broadcasting system audio. Let me fix that. Okay, it stopped. Yeah, that's probably all that was.
So, I mean, when it comes to the World Economic Forum, because they've been doing this for 51 years,
Right.
like every year there was some kind of controversy that came out of it. It was never just a meeting that was held. There's always something that they were pushing towards, and it actually goes through this whole list of different of all the years that they've done things and what's happened in that year, and it's just like, oh my lord. So then here's the most recent. This is in late December 2021. The World Economic Forum said, so let's go back to the other 2021. So it was this one. So in 2021, the World Economic Forum was due to be held from 17 to 20 of August in Singapore. However, on 17th of May, the forum was canceled. A new meeting will take place in the first half of 2020 instead of the final location and date to be determined later in 2021. So because, COOF-related things or whatever, things didn't happen. That's why 2021 was didn't actually have something. So in late December 2021, the World Economic Forum said that they would release the conditions had made it extremely difficult for stages of global in-person meetings and following month transmissibilities of certain variants and impact on travel and mobility of deferral necessary. In early 2022, the annual meeting in Davos was rescheduled for the 22nd to 26th of May 2022. So today was the last day of that. Its theme included Russo-Ukrainian war, climate change, energy insecurity, and inflation. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky gave a special address at the meeting, thanking the global community for its efforts, but also calling for more support.
Doesn't this guy have a fucking country that's burning down? Supposedly.
That's surrounded on three sides.
But yeah, let's just go give talks and attend the Emmys.
Right. Let's go to the Let's go to the mountains of Davos, and who cares? The country will still be there when I come back.
Fucking wow. Come on, people, wake up.
So I mean, really, if you're seriously that ignorant to actually not realize what's exactly happening when they're actually rescheduling things and inviting people like Volodymyr Zelensky to actually come and give a special address at the meeting. I mean, obviously he has something to do with all these people that are there. Like Klaus Schwab, George Soros. I won't say his name too many times.
No, the headhunters will come after you.
The foundation is funded by its 1,000-member companies, typically global enterprises with more than $5 billion in turnover. Oh, you must be a big company to actually be part of this, huh? Because who cares about the mom and pop shops down the corner? Not that mom and pop want anything to do with this, but...
Well, they have no choice, right?
No, not really. Sorry, I was looking through Discord real quick, see if anybody's around.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Discord, anybody that wants to get in Discord, if you sub to me and you'd like to join us, you come hit one of us up, private message, we'll get you a link. You can come join us. It's good stuff. Get to have conversations with people like Mike, a couple others.
Yeah,
Jimmy YouTube. Jimmy YouTube. He's fun to talk to. He's always got something going on.
A whole lot of
Trying to get up on a skateboard.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I got a lot of work to do. First, I want to get to swim.
Looks like there's a couple people that are maybe starting to wake up. We'll see.
Oh, boy.
In 2011, an annual membership cost of $52,000 for an individual member. 52 grand. Who's got 52 grand?
Well, definitely not me.
AmericaShirts. Yeah, you got 52 grand, buddy?
No, not at all.
No? Okay.
Not at all, not at all.
You owe me money, comrade. 52,000.
I mean, it's not much. It's not much. It's just an individual membership of that. You know, you can become an industry partner or a strategic partner for $527,000.
Oh, that's pocket change.
Just pocket change to these strategic partners. What do you think Bill Gates falls in this? Is he one of these ones up here?
Wait. Oh, membership? Oh, well, he doesn't have to have a membership.
Bill Gates doesn't have to.
He's of the.
You'd think that he'd be part of the. He'd have to be part of the financier. You'd think. So we'll go back up here, or whatever. So then here's some of these people that have something to do with it. See, there's George and there's Bill. There's your favorite person.
Boy.
There's Klaus. Oh, Henry Kissinger. Prince Andrew. Just a couple people that, it just might spark your interest when it actually comes down to the World Economic Forum.
The real deplorables.
I'm done with the Wikipedia page.
Prince Charles, the vampire, descended from Count Dracula.
Can I say kid fucker on here?
I don't know.
I don't know. Can you?
I guess we'll find out. I mean, Salty does it.
Sorry, Susan. That wasn't me. I have no clue who this Jimmy YouTube is.
Crazy bastard comes on and
he just infiltrated my channel and just said something weird. I have no clue. So let's go here because, this is what I had put in line. And just in time for the show, AmericaShirts had brought this up for me. Give me a couple links. So this is Savannah Hernandez. It was wonderful clips.
Supremely based Savannah Hernandez.
The term, the Great Reset, Build Back Better, or
supremely good looking as well.
Of course.
What? You got to stop her on the.
I don't know.
That first stop was horrible. It made her look weird.
I feel like her brothers are gonna come and tear down my beautiful wall.
Oh.
I'd better tear down my wall.
Economic Forum. If you've heard the term the Great Reset, Build Back Better, or of course you'll own nothing and be happy, a lot of those terms coined here at the World Economic Forum by these leaders and by this organization. So I'm going to take you guys on a tour of the Promenade, which is where all of the various businesses that have been partnering with the World Economic Forum are at. Also
the Russian War Crimes House. Do you know what that used to be? That used to be the house where Russian people would go to. And since they've kicked them out of having meetings with them now, the Russians, now that's the Russian War Crimes House. So you could go into the former Russian building there to learn about all of their war crimes now. Oh my God. Anyway.
Classy.
That's awesome. Oh my Lord. That's just
media that is allowed to report on the inside events.
It was the Russia House, and then they
CNN,
put war crimes
Politico, a lot of those mainstream media from America that are constantly altering our news and our narrative. So we're going to show you guys around. This year's theme is working together, restoring trust. There's actually some protesters down the street. Let's go ask them what they think about the World Economic Forum and if they trust them.
It sucks.
It sucks.
Mega Giga Gaga event.
Giga Gaga. I dig it.
It sucks a lot, yeah.
Why does it suck?
I'm a local here in Davos, Davos, and we are very restricted to this private party.
Is the whole city shut down? What happens when the World Economic...
They're playing music in the background, so, you know, what
it's only
happens
one
when
word.
the World Economic Forum comes here.
I guess you can mute it because he's his accent.
Yeah, there's as many police people as inhabitants. It's like a crazy situation, and it's just for a party of rich people. It's a private event, and we even have to pay for that as local people.
How does it affect the local businesses?
There's just a few local businesses that make profit with the web. Most of them.
Oh, that's right. That's the music right there in the background. Yeah, like that's their event that's there going on. They have a thing playing.
Right.
What's your message to the elites in the World Economic Forum?
Yeah, shop.
Fuck
We
off.
don't need you. We don't need leaders in this world. The world would be better without these rich people that tell us what to do.
Now, they have deemed the WEF meeting here the world...
Based.
World Economic Failure.
Based dreadlock Swiss man right there.
Yeah, man.
Dread Swiss.
World economic failure, and they're saying that these elites have failed on climate change, that they're hypocritical because they're all flying in here on private jets, and that they should...
They all do. They all fly in private jets because
Oh
that's
my
what they.
God.
That's how they get around. That's just, you know,
Where
they're not
the
going to go.
hell-
And,
I have another clip, speaking of this, where they ask everyone in the room, they go, and in one of the meetings, I think it was yesterday, they ask them, hey, how many of you actually, well, it was a woman that was on the stage there, and they were doing a presentation, and she asks, how many of you in this room drive or use like electric vehicles, electric motors, da-da-da. And 3 people raised their hand out of a group of like, it looked like maybe, I don't know, like 30, 40, 50 people or something, you know?
Yeah, you guys really love them, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's great. I gotta find this. Forgot about that.
shouldn't be governing people's lives and taking away people's rights. So very interesting over here what's happening. This is day 1. It's Sunday. The only thing happening today is a welcome meeting, and we're actually going to take you guys down the promenade, down the streets of all of the fake buildings that they've created for all of the attendees of this meeting. We'll take you guys down there, set the scene, and show you what is going on here in
Medical Psychedelic House of Davos.
I was watching
Davos,
some guy from
Switzerland
Rebel News.
for the
He's like,
entire
I
week.
wonder what
We
goes
have
on in
2,000
there.
Only the best of things.
elites that are attending this meeting where they're going to be talking about COVID-19, climate change, economic weaponry, sanctions, and of course, central banking and digital currency. So we'll take you over there. Okay, so you were talking to me about Accenture.
The cameraman's having too much fun.
Explain what this company is that's at the World Economic Forum.
There is the homepage of Bill Gates that is about ID 2020. That is a digital identity because he says that the digital identity is a human right. And if you go see who is involved in the project of ID 2020, you see that it is Bill Gates, it is Rockefeller Foundation, it is Gavi Vaccination Company, and there is Accenture. There is another know that this company is involved in the ID 2020 of Bill Gates. We're here to say to people that we want to plant kale over the New World Order, and we have to get self-sufficient and independent because we need our own food. If not, they can fuck us over. Because in Bologna, they're introducing the Smart Citizen wallet that is like a social credit system like China, and then they can give you points for good behavior or take away points for bad behavior, and in the end it's like in Nigeria that they block your bank account if you don't participate to the application and to the social credit system. And so we are here to protest the World Economic Forum, the Agenda 2030 and ID 2020 and the New World Order.
We're currently in the promenade right now where all of the attendees of the World Economic Forum...
Based woman right there.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the thoughts are.
I've been walking back and forth, and you said the police have been telling you to get out of here.
Yeah, look, there was a train that arrived, and it was written extra train.
Yes,
so it was
look at
a
all their
special
lovely.
train.
I mean,
I was just gonna say
again,
the ball. 1,
again,
2,
folks, they don't want you
3,
to have weaponry of any kind.
4,
But I mean, as you
5.
can plainly see, Oh, and there's more footage of this, and I have yet to find this because, like, this is just stuff that's like flashing about.
It was not the normal train where the manifest
of like at the gates of the place when you come in. There's like freaking, like base. They set up their own like little towers or whatever. Like they have like machine guns and like machine gun. What do you call it? Like I don't know. Like I guess a machine gun tower or whatever. Yeah, like a turret. Like they have that, and they have like lookouts, and they have like all this stuff.
No,
fully militarized. It's not as many people as they had in D.C. after January 6th there, but
Of course, have been walking back and forth, and you said the police have been telling you to get out of here.
If we're not talking about enough stuff, yeah, we should totally bring up January 6th.
I'm just saying.
I'm just teasing.
Look, there was a train that arrived, and it was written extra train, so it was a special train. It was not the normal train where the manifestants arrived, and they put them somewhere there so no one can see them, and it's just some old ladies. That's what the Swiss television lady told us, and they're hiding somewhere, and the police wanted us to go there because
so the police are hiding the protesters.
Yeah. They don't want people to see that we're here.
What do you think about the World Economic Forum?
We should be all free, we should be all independent, and we should not have a new world order where we enter a dictatorship, like an authoritarian regime that will bring people down and will enslave all human beings. And Klaus Schwab, he wrote a great narrative, and each human being should be able to have his own beliefs, but he wants to put his narrative on all of us, and this is just a definition of oppression. And oppression dehumanizes people, and we should all be human, so we should be against oppression.
So we've been walking around the World Economic Forum.
I mean, that young lady, I mean, she seriously, I mean, everybody should actually just listen to what she said. I mean, really, with
supremely based.
Yeah, I mean,
with
everything that's going on, if you're not paying attention to what these people are saying and actually listening to them, and you're actually on the other side of that, it really sad. I feel bad for you because you're just not thinking, because it's not the way.
If you think that you can go along with this system and that you think that they're going to somehow spare you because you go along with them, you are severely mistaken.
No, right? They don't give a shit about you. The only people that they give a shit about is when I read off the Wikipedia, the ones that are actually individually contributing, the $52,000 a year so that they can actually do what they need to do.
Stockholders, yep.
Yep, stakeholder capitalism is what they call it, a.k.a.
Yeah.
Like fascism and that kind of thing.
Super delle fascista.
There you go.
Forum promenade for about the past hour. We've seen a lot of policemen. We've seen a lot of Mercedes Benz
you
around
think you
here.
Can go along to get
this
along.
Destination is really remote. It took us a long time to get here, and many people are pointing out that the majority of attendees flew in on private jets or planes, to get here. When I was actually walking in the airport, one of the first things that I saw was a sign welcoming in World Economic Forum attendees. Talk to us about what you've seen. What are your thoughts on everything so far?
Well, even from our way in from the airport, as I was coming to land, very rough landing might I add, but I saw about a line of maybe 8 or 10 private.
A very rough ride.
Might I add, but I saw about a line of maybe 8 or 10 private jets lined up on the edge of the runway. So obviously that is the attendees coming here into Zurich Airport to come here. But there are also a lot of people who have flown in to private jet in Davos in a very secure airport, as they don't want to be seen around the riffraff, the normal people, the common man like ourselves. It's been very difficult to come here. It's a very bubble. It's so detached from reality. Honestly, I'm actually kind of lost for words of how just grotesquely elite this entire thing is. They do not like people like me and you. They do not like us. They do not care about us, but they're the people that are setting the agenda for our lives, and we're certainly not on their minds at all. In actual fact, they want us out of sight and out of mind as best as they can.
Another thing that I've noticed is that the attendees of this event are actually segregated by badge color.
Yes.
So
you have the top of the top, and then you've got the riffraff that are not as riffraffy as we are. That means
So basically, you can see who's working the event, and you can see who's invited to the event, and you can see who's also approved press. One of the things that I've been noticing as we've been passing people with badges is they look down immediately to see if you have a badge.
Yeah, to see if you're worth talking to or not, to see if you're an elite or if you're still an elite but less of an elite. But don't worry, you don't also need the badges to spot who the elite are, because you can just see who's wearing face masks and who aren't, because as usual, COVID can only attack the poor.
Not my word. Sorry, Susan. That had nothing to do with it.
She's very
any of that. But yeah, very, very interesting conversations that Savannah had come across. Anybody that hasn't subbed to Sav Says should actually sub to that channel. Definitely. Definitely. So, let's see here. Okay, so there was supposed to be a video that was supposed to be played before these two, and it was supposed to be, I gotta go back and try finding it. It was supposed to be something from today's WEF, and for whatever reason, it was like one of the first things that I had pulled up and put in my, it was the annual meeting from today or whatever, and it was gonna play the meeting. And I can't because they took it down. Like, totally removed the meeting. It's kind of strange when you ask me, but...
Well, I mean, at this point, I don't think they're even going to allow press in the place next year when they do this. Especially any independent press. I think they're just going to close it off.
Well, are they going to do it in January then? Because that's when it's supposed to be held, was in January. This one was held this way or whatever because of when we went through it. It was on the Wikipedia page because of what had happened with the Koof in the last 2 years. They didn't hold one last year.
Or they did a lot of virtual stuff. They've been doing a lot of virtual stuff.
Right.
It's like this in-person thing, yeah.
So, this guy, Marcus Paul from TPUSA, this is also a Sav Says clip.
All of our equipment, and we were surrounded by about 8 police officers, fully loaded, gun in hand, and they...
So, if you don't know who Jack is, we did kind of go through this one last night a little bit. We kind of hit on it. We kind of talked about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, we watched basically. I just threw it up there. I don't know if you want to watch it again, but this is the full thing.
Yeah, right. It's the full 5 minutes 59 seconds of what was actually going on, and you can see it is a Sav Says.
Took apart all of our equipment, searched us, everything out of our bag, felt us up, all just because we're pointing at the exit sign right next to the Congress building.
Hey guys, this is Savannah Hernandez at opening day of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Now, I've been walking around today and there are so many white badges walking around, and these white badges are the leaders of corporations. They are global speakers, take your pick. Big names. Avi Yemeni has been doing a great job of confronting the majority of these people. I found a back entrance. Well, technically it's the main entrance of the actual conference, and Jack Posobiec, U.S. journalist, was detained over there. Excuse me, can I ask you why you're detaining this journalist?
Can you put the phone away, please?
Can I ask you why you're detaining this journalist?
I don't answer your question.
Is it we're not able to report here?
Please put the phone away.
Okay. Can I ask you guys why you're being detained?
Can you please stop filming? Then we can talk.
Why do I need to stop filming?
Because I ask you to.
Can I ask why he's being detained then? I won't point the camera at you then. I won't film you, but I would like to know why this journalist is being detained on public property.
What's detained? Can you explain?
How come he's being surrounded right now? Is he allowed to leave the area?
We're just making a normal police control because it's Wef. Everything is very sensitive.
Is there a reason he specifically was targeted?
There is a reason because we have to have a reason to control a person.
You have to have a reason to control a person? Why do you need to have control of anybody?
What was he doing?
I don't have to tell you that. Why you were...
I'm sorry, Jimmy. Let me say that again.
I said I don't know if they speak English very well. Like, not a first language for them.
Why are you asking me that?
Because this is, he's, there's many journalists here, and I want to know why he specifically is being detained.
There's a reason, but everything is clear now, and we're about to leave in just a few seconds.
Love it. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. So, like, Jimmy probably doesn't know this, because, Jimmy, have you seen any of this?
Yes, I did catch some of this, yeah.
Okay, this is so beautiful, because, like, his brother, Jack Posobiec's brother, was across the street, and he was filming this. And then he was walking around and walking towards, and then here comes up Sav, and then I think there was like somebody else from Rebel News coming over too, and like all of a sudden it's just like, but Sav was like the one that just walked right up to these people, right to their face, and just starts like asking them point blank all this stuff, and then she's like, oh, we're going to leave now.
We have a very good reason, but
yes,
we're going to leave.
We have a good reason to do all this, but now we're going to leave.
Because the reason wasn't so good after all.
Yes. How insightful of you, Jimmy.
All right, guys, so Jack Posobiec is currently being detained, and I'm being told by the Swiss officials here that I'm not allowed to record and that I need to delete the footage that I just got. However, I asked for the specific law pertaining to that, and nobody can tell me. She said she doesn't have a phone, which is why she can't tell me the law, but I have a phone, but nobody can tell me the specifics. So interesting what's happening here.
And here they go off in their cars.
All right, Jack, so you said that you've been sitting here for about an hour. You're surrounded by what looks like Swiss police officers. What's going on?
Some of the badges actually said World Economic Forum police. They said they're here for Davos for the WEF. So they came by once a couple hours ago, asked for our
and
passports.
it is true. They have their own police force. Those are real badges. That's a real thing. With those
Are they
big
ever
old
allowed
guns.
to affect arrests and things like that?
Sort of like how like Disney has their own police force in Florida, but yet they don't necessarily have to. You see, it's like a country within a country.
Oh, jeez.
It's like a city-state within a country, and that's what they've done. Every time they meet here, it becomes like this its own city-state within a country. And they can basically, I mean, like I said, I mean, they have the whole damn place where it's like, I mean, they have turrets and like, machine gun people and like there's lookouts and everything. And like they have this whole area where it's, it's practically militarized to a certain degree.
But why would anybody want to kill these people?
I know. We have to build back trust, Well, wait, build back trust?
Just to remove carbon.
I mean, did anybody notice this too, right? It's like the theme of it is build back trust. What did you do to not gain trust? Like, what did you do to lose it? What did you do? Does anyone ask this? Like, that's the logical conclusion. Like, what did you do to lose trust?
Yes, ID crisis, I agree. The new Vatican.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's what it is. That's the model that these people use. It's the same thing with Disney. It's the same thing again. Yes, he's exactly right with the Vatican. It's the same thing with. I mean, the CIA's done this in other countries, where they have like their own little pop-up place and they have their own little thing, and then they get to somehow they get in with the governments there, and like they can have their own little police force, and they can have their own little government there.
What the hell? They're like walking embassies. This is so weird.
Yeah.
We gave them, happy to, hand it over. Didn't see anybody else being, asked that question, but, have nothing to hide. So we said, sure, here's our passports. Then didn't say anything for about an hour. Then they came by again, as we were just sort of sitting here. Then they came by, detained us with semi-automatic weapons.
Did they give you a reason why they detained you?
No reason whatsoever. Actually, there was another guy here with a beard who pointed his gun at me repeatedly while I was standing here. I was trying to film him. He made me turn it off. He made a point of pointing his gun at me as much as he possibly could while standing here. Didn't seem to have.
Now let me get because that's the one that we watched yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
where he was there and he was sitting at the table, and they kept asking him to put it away, and it was a guy with a big beard,
Mhm.
and it was like 11 seconds, and he was like, I was trying to film it, and then directly after that, then he starts like pointing the gun at him and pointing the gun at other people.
Did his brother get that on camera?
I don't think. No, he didn't get that part.
Which is too bad, but you'd think that even if you would have maybe been able to pay attention to the reflection, maybe seen that occur.
Oh, I never thought of it.
Yeah.
As much as he possibly could while standing here, didn't seem to have any problem with that whatsoever. Just pointing his gun at a journalist who was sitting on the side of the road.
Have you seen any other journalists stopped and searched?
As far as I can tell, we're the only ones who have been targeted, even though we've done nothing wrong. We've been completely compliant the entire time we were here. After that point, my entire team was taken behind these tables and frisked. They were stripped of all their belongings.
They were brought behind the stack of tables.
Here, I got this. This is like that little bit of a clip where he was trying to film it right there. I think it'll come up.
No, yeah.
Okay, there it is. Volume. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry for the background noise.
Why am I not allowed to record? Isn't this a public street?
It is, but actually I don't like it to be on a video.
I can take it off.
That's because you want to point your gun around.
You have your document on the phone. Take it off, please. Yeah. Do you want to take a picture of it? Yes. We're
Keeping everybody safe.
Okay, so there are two guys with beards. Okay.
Your iPhone.
The other guy didn't have a big one. Okay. Well.
I'll pause it for a second. So, ID crisis. So, WF cops are being hired by ideology, not training. Hence the bad trigger discipline.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is the secret police of the global elite, you might say. Right? That is literally what they can't hire them based upon anything else. It has to be ideological allegiance to them, or else the World Economic Forum police force wouldn't exist. Like the whole premise of it existing is to enforce their bullshit when they come together like this. So yeah, 100%.
Can you put your hand away?
I'm sorry?
Can you put your phone away?
Am I not allowed to film? Why not?
Not during the police control.
Why is that?
It's not allowed here.
On the public street?
Yes.
Is that a law in Switzerland?
Here is not allowed.
Here is not allowed.
Not familiar with that law.
Please put it away.
Is it here because he's WEF saying that, or is he here because anywhere within 10 feet of this guy you can't film?
Yeah. So that was that he was talking about there, where he was like, and then right after that he says that the guy that had that bigger beard starts pointing the gun at people and telling them to do crap. So anyways.
I mean, it's easier to get people to do things when you point a gun at them, I suppose.
Taken behind these tables and frisked. They were stripped of all their belongings. They were frisked to toe. I was frisked head to toe, detained.
And just to reiterate as well, this is a public area. Anybody can film.
It's a restaurant. It's just like a supermarket here, restaurant/supermarket. So I was frisked, checked everything. Guy stuck his hand in the front of my pants, stuck his hand in the back of my pants.
So as soon as I get over there, I start filming. And the police and the woman with them say, hey, can you please stop filming? There's a law in Switzerland that says you can't film us. And I said, no, I'm not going to stop filming. Why are you detaining him? I don't stop asking the questions because I want to know why a journalist, when there's press all over this entire event, why it is Jack Posobiec that was stopped and detained. So, again, pretty much immediately with me being there, the police left. They were in two separate vans. They walked away. Bitches. But Posobiec saying that they detained him for
You got
upwards of
chased
an
away
hour
by Savannah
until
Hernandez.
another reporter came
Get wrecked.
and tried to expose what the WEF
Get wrecked,
is doing to the
bitch
independent
lady.
journalists on the ground. And guys, please remember to go to wefreports.com for more reporting like this. There are very few independent journalists on the ground here. The majority are WEF-approved journalists who are only reporting on and talking to the people that they are allowed to. So to continue independent reporting on events such as these, go to wefreports.com. I've been so blessed that Rebel News brought me out to this event. Please.
Make sure you totally do that. Do that. Go and check that out, because if you don't check it out, you're not going to actually, know what's actually happening. Light chases away the darkness.
Indeed, it does. And like cockroaches, they flee. Like literally.
Did she say anything in this last 30? Yeah, maybe she does.
Please support us. I'm here with 5 other journalists, and we're going out and we're covering as much as possible, so go check it out. Another thing that I want to point out about the Swiss police as well is yesterday, they weren't out in such force. Again, it's opening day, so of course we would imagine more forces out, but they have big guns that they're holding, and they've been standing at street corners. Some of them are friendly with journalists, some of them not so much. A little bit of an idea of what it's like on the scene here at the World Economic Forum for an independent journalist.
Damn. It's so surreal. Like, gosh, imagine that shit happening here.
Well, January 6th. Excuse me.
Got the word coughs, buddy?
Oh, who? What?
The word coughs?
Oh, yes, I have word coughs. It's a bad habit.
Damn shame.
I'm having issues with my next article that I was going to pull up, so... are they going to let me? Oh, okay.
Well, gentlemen, I think this is a good time to make my dramatic exit here, as I do have a stream to do in the morning. Well, hopefully I get to it this time.
What are you doing in the morning?
I am doing a drawing stream. I'm doing video game characters as the subject, putting a new one on every day.
What time are you doing this?
It's going to be 6 to 7 in the morning-ish.
That's Central Standard Time.
Yes, sir. All day. No other time zone is good or exists.
And this will be on the Jimmy YouTube channel?
Yes, sir. All day.
Awesome. Anybody that's interested in finding Jimmy YouTube, go down to the description down below. There's a couple links down there. You hit those links, go sub to him, check out his stuff that he's got going on. His drawings are pretty straight.
So you're saying they're not gay?
What's
well,
up?
Obviously.
I said, so you're saying they're not gay?
Well, I was trying to be nice.
I mean, that's kind of not very inclusive of you, Jimmy. Like, where's the LGBTQ two-spirited?
In honor of Frogman, I'm going to draw some gay frogs.
And of course, don't forget to check out AmericaShirts or fluffer.com.
Well, wait a minute now. I wasn't the one that brought it up this time. I mean, that wasn't me.
Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you so much for having me. You had an interesting topic this time. I hate these people with a burning passion.
And when we're done with this one, we're gonna move on. We're gonna actually. There's a couple more things to go along with the World Economic Forum, but then we'll actually talk about some World Health Organization stuff that's actually happening right now. So there's definitely come back and check that out if you still can. Thank you, Susan. Sure. If not, this will probably be up on Rumble somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I'll go give it a like. You'll have to remind me tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a good night.
Hey, you too. Later, guys.
And they're the great Jimmy YouTube man.
Just the two of us. So what's this little bit? You got Rebel News video?
Yes, this guy has been running around, and I have a couple of clips of this guy running around trying to ask all these people questions, and it's pretty good.
I do lots of media.
Friendly media.
No, I do. No, God, no.
The ones that are here invited.
Look, I'm doing no media at this one.
Can we sit down and I'll make a time with you and answer some actual tough questions?
You can make a request for a meeting, and
so you can deny it.
And again, he has his lovely badge on there.
I understand. My one question is, can the Canadian oil and gas sector survive the net zero approach that's being promoted here?
I'm sorry.
As I said, I never do. If you want an interview with me, like everybody else, you make a request and we can have an interview.
And will you accept that?
Like everybody else, if I can fit it in, okay?
How do you justify how does the UN climate envoy justify the massive carbon footprint here today to set this up, this fake city for a week event? How did you get here? Did you fly? You walked?
Yeah.
On a private jet? Of course not. No, so how do you justify this? Look at all of this. For 1 week event, the carbon footprint is huge. Don't you think that's a bit hypocritical?
Oh, drop it.
No?
Drop it.
Drop it.
Look, there's lots of progress being made.
Listen to this arrogant asshole and his little tag right there. You know, like, oh, drop it.
Well, just drop.
Look, I'm not doing a stand-up interview, okay?
Why not? You're walking that way anyway.
Oh, you need to sit down?
Around the world, you know, they say regaining trust. That's the whole purpose.
I do lots of media.
Friendly media.
No, I do. No, God, no.
The ones that are here invited.
Look, I'm doing no media at this one.
Can we sit down and I'll make a time with you and answer some actual tough questions?
You can make a request for a meeting, and
so you can deny it.
Look, as I say, with everyone else, you can do the same thing.
So many different things that you can't carry when traveling.
Oh, he's a good guy, but I'm
a good guy. I'm sure you're a good guy as well. All people are good. It's absolutely right.
But the whole world is looking at this now, going, "You're a pack of hypocrites, and you're at the top of the chain there." What would you answer people? Just give me one answer to the people. Take care, sir.
Just give me one answer. He's just like, F you.
Give me one answer. Fuck you.
Exactly. And here's it.
Mark, now good time?
How are you?
How you doing? I miss you from yesterday.
Nice to see you again. Yeah, no.
Who's your friend? No one introduced me.
How you doing? Very well, thank you. Yes, that's good. Yeah.
Any bug sandwiches today?
I haven't had anything to eat today.
No.
Thank you. I actually haven't. I haven't had anything to eat today. But if you got any recommendations?
I don't know. I own nothing, so I'm happy.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's so great.
I don't know nothing, so I'm happy.
Oh my god! And there's what is there, one or two more of this? Like it's fantastic. He just keeps running up to these people. He's just like, hey, like, want to talk? Like, want to do whatever? Like, and they just keep giving him these like smart ass remarks and shit. Like it's the greatest thing. We find the other, like it's fantastic.
Even ID Crisis thought it was funny.
Oh, here's another one. Let me show you.
Yep.
I mean, this guy is great. This is Rebel News, people. This is.
We're not trying to get ourselves taken down. We're just covering a very controversial topic. That's all. Sorry, Susan.
Are you guys vaccinated?
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Thank God. Thank God.
Thank God.
Every single one
Economic
of them.
Forum now blocked off. You can only have a pass, several colours determining what that pass is, whether it's media access, whether you're an invited delegate unless you're staff. But one thing they all have in common is to get past that point there, you need to be fully vaccinated, triple vaccinated. But just to put it into perspective, myself and Rukshan travelled across the world. You don't have to be vaccinated to get on the flight from Australia. You don't have to be vaccinated to land in Switzerland. You don't have to be vaccinated to
Susan,
attend.
just letting you know that, this isn't our words. These are their words. We're just listening to what they have to say. Everybody should actually do what's best for them and actually go see a doctor. And, don't question anything.
No, don't question
Ever.
Anything in Switzerland to catch public transport.
As we say anything, he says anything. Oh my God. We're in
Nothing
sync.
to go to your Airbnb. To come all the way here from Australia, you do not have to be vaccinated. But if you want to cross that line there, you better be vaccinated. They're not even pretending it's about science anymore. It is absolutely 100% for show.
I thought he asked them.
No
oh,
science.
so it was just the beginning he was asking them. Oh, well, crap. I thought it was a little more than that.
Did you... In the last video? You seen, Doctor?
Wait, what?
Do we need to go back and watch the last video again?
Oh, his thing. I saw Dr. Berlin. Where'd you see Dr. Berlin?
That's what I said. Do we need to go back and watch the last video again? Is that what you seen? Or did you actually see him physically? I went to see a doctor, but...
I don't see him anywhere in that. Did you go to an event where he was?
No, he says I went to see a doctor about a... about a jab.
Oh. Well, I hope your doctor was good to you.
He actually went to Dr. Malone.
I don't think he does that, but
Well,
here's the one that's really good, that's really getting viral.
Doctor of Education Jill can wipe somebody's ass, she's still considered a doctor.
Oh, that's true. And Bill Gates is considered the world's doctor, so what the hell? I was riffing the Zero Doctor thing. Okay. Here's this clip that's gone really viral.
I was riffing off of your see your own doctor thing. Yeah. That's good. I like it. Thank you.
And forgive the background noise again.
Oh, this guy.
Naz, how you doing, mate?
Good, man. How are you? How are you?
Tell us.
Nice to meet you, everybody.
Do you think it's cool that you're standing here and you're being employed, like you're getting paid by...
Oh, wait, I didn't give context. Social media influencer.
Nas Daily.
And his role in the World Economic Forum at Davos. Nas Daily. So here he is confronting this guy.
Have you ever seen any Nas Daily stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I've seen his face before, but I have never watched anything.
It's semi-interesting.
Do you think it's cool that you're standing here and you're being employed, like you're getting paid by the World Economic Forum to
And look at his lovely orange badge there, right? The orange badge. Orange badge means that you were directly invited. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Orange with there's a blue bar at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that means you were invited by the World Economic Forum people directly.
Promote their product.
I'll tell you what's cool. This is the video. How are
got
you guys? Give me.
8
You know what's really cool?
million
Is that
subscribers.
all this was done?
Nas Daily. 8 million.
Half of which are bots. Allegedly. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But anyways.
Guys, give me. You know what's really cool? Is that all this was done for no money.
You did it for free?
For free, my friend.
You're willing to sell yourself for free?
I'm selling myself for free because I have opinions. And I agree with those opinions.
You push the climate change agenda. You push a lot.
What the hell? I have opinions and I agree with those opinions. What the hell are you even He's just like I guess he's just spazzing out because he sees someone.
You push the climate change agenda. You push a lot of these agendas, these woke agendas. But here, what's
But
the
my
carbon?
friend, we've done more for climate change than you have.
Here? What have you done?
We've done.
How did you get here?
We've done more for climate change than you have.
How did you get here?
Okay, see you later.
Naz,
Bye.
how did you get here? How did you get here? How many in your entourage? How'd you get here? What's your carbon footprint? Naz Daily.
How are you, man?
I'm Israel. Hi.
You eat meat?
I eat meat.
What's your footprint?
But I'm not the one here. I'm not the one standing here pretending that I stand for all these things.
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
But you do, mate. You do. There you go. The biggest hypocrite on YouTube.
That's great.
Like he just grabs his microphone and just like spazzes out, and then he's like, "Okay, bye, like bye guys."
I mean, you
See
know,
later. And then he flips around with his camera.
8
and then it
million
just says, "Bye,"
subscribers, Nas Daily. So the stuff that he puts out there, though it's from, you know, the left pretty much, in that type of perspective, it's not that it's bad content. Some of the stuff is fairly interesting. It's not that he always talks about politics and his leftism. He does talk about other things.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. What the hell?
He is, but you know, 8 million subscribers. I'll take a couple. I'll take one.
I think there's probably going to be a lot of people that are going to be unsubbing after that encounter there. A little smart-ass encounter there. Like, I've helped reduce carbon and earth more than you have. Bye. Like, fuck off.
So then, for whatever reason, we're gonna kind of.
Pardon my Portuguese.
No, you're fine. We got a couple things to go through here yet. Now, obviously, I didn't really have everything totally set up, as you can see. So this is from Project Syndicate. Carl says, Davos, now that we have entered a new period of geopolitical conflict, protectionism, and regionalism, one wonders whether the cosmopolitan, globalized world of Davos has gone forever. Returning from the 2-year hiatus, this year's World Economic Forum meeting in the Swiss Alps was a shadow of its former self. In previous decades, the event was brimming with optimism. New peace agreements were forged, emerging markets were propelling themselves toward prosperity, and democracy was on the march. As the New York Times columnist Thomas Friedman famously put it, the world seemed increasingly flat, and all the old hurdles of international interconnectivity disappearing. It was all somewhat hyped, as was typical of that era. Few really believed that an earthly paradise was around the corner, or that history had really ended. But there is no denying that things were looking up, and that Davos was the place to go to pay homage to the spirit of the time. This year, the weather was gray and drizzly, and the talk was of war, sanctions, inflation, supply shortages. The International Monetary Fund's managing director, Kristalina Georgieva, sought to reassure everyone that she does not expect an economic recession, but depression was the dominant mood in most of the formal and informal discussions. Pessimism certainly seemed justified. With no end in sight, the Russian war in Ukraine, engagements with the Russian economy or the Kremlin will remain off limits for most of the world, and certainly the West. For the foreseeable future, China's trajectory, meanwhile, has become increasingly uncertain. My guess is that the country's leadership is feeling rather uneasy about President Xi Jinping's recent commitment to no limits.
AKA Winnie the Pooh.
Right. Their no limits friendship with Russia. not to mention his zero strategy which has locked down Shanghai, China's center of dynamism, and exacerbated the country's mounting economic problems. But it's not all doom and gloom. The fight against the coup has been a triumph for science and ultimately for the idea of an open global economy. Yes, the inequities in the distribution of certain particular jabs and tests will leave a stain in the international community's response. But the initial wave of trade restrictions and jab nationalism has given way to more cooperation. The past 2 years have underscored the value of global scientific cooperation, open markets, and well-functioning supply chains. The pandemic offers an important lesson for managing future challenges, particularly climate change. While recent developments have injected some pessimism into the climate debate, there may not be a silver lining.
In comes the climate lockdowns, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Rapidly rising oil and gas prices were creating powerful incentives to accelerate the transition of renewable and alternative energy sources. If science could deliver on jabs, it should also be able to deliver on climate challenge. Already there is growing awareness that the problem warrants urgent attention. Digitalization has also made significant strides during this pandemic. As sweeping lockdowns gave everyone a crash course of digital tools. The technologies and processes adopted during this will transform many economic sectors for years to come. At the global level, cross-border data flows are booming and continuing to grow annually by double-digit figures. ID crisis is so why bother with the whole forum?
Yeah, he says, when there is no economy, there isn't much to talk about, I guess. So why bother with the whole forum? Well, to control the world, of course.
Yeah, without it, you don't have, everybody on the same page, and you might have some opposing thoughts on certain things. So hold the meeting, talk about what we need to talk about. We haven't had it in the last few years because of, certain reasons, and, even surveying the bleak political landscape, one could find the occasional bright spot. For example, Finland and Sweden's applications for NATO membership were renewed. The alliance's credibility and relevance and strengthened transatlantic relations.
Oh my God.
And the European Union, having exceeded its own expectations in marshalling support for Ukraine, is now emerging as a critical pillar in the European security order. While major challenges lie ahead, the EU now has a strong foundation in which to build. More broadly, the democratic West has regained some of its lost vigor and moral clarity in its firm, united opposition to Russia.
Oh my God. Oh, and that's the other thing too.
How
is
much
that they
do you
wasn't
think
really all that
Carl
united
really
until
pays
after this
attention? I'm picking on the guy that wrote this article. This guy right here at the very top. This guy, Carl Bildt. We're gonna kill Carl.
But yeah, I mean, not everybody was united on the Russia issue until after this. Germany was one of the big holdouts, and well, as far as economically speaking, they were one of the big holdouts. And then the chancellor went there to the meeting, and then he's changed his stance now, again. Because I think this is like the third time. He was for going against Russia economically, like with gas and stuff, and cutting that off, and then he was against it, and now he's for it again. So yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So, with Russia continuing to commit international crime of aggression, its supports in the United Nations General Assembly has dwindled to just a handful of outlaw regimes.
Oh, like India?
Just a handful. You know.
Oh wait, India stayed neutral, didn't they? They didn't actually go there.
They kind of did, but you'd almost think that they would, I don't know, want something to do with something just because it's, about the money, right? So, looking ahead, the critical international issue would be how to maintain global cooperation on global challenges. Russia will be out of the picture, but China will remain a key player alongside increasingly relevant countries like India. It remains to be seen that if anything will emerge from the ruins of the G20 this year, the creation of the new grouping with a more relevant membership will not be the worst outcome. It won't.
So we'll lose members, but that won't be the worst thing. So
it's okay. There's a lot worse things to come. The old Davos glory days are certainly gone. Far from becoming flat, the world has become scattered with new trenches. The world is flat. Stop it. But it's not all bad. The current psychological depression may be as unwarranted as was the previous.
Oh, notice how he does psychological, because he doesn't want you to think that there's actually going to be a depression, even though we're already entering recession. And we've had the largest tank in the stock market since the Great Depression, numerically speaking. So, But hey, it's all psychological, ladies and gentlemen. It's all in your mind, right? It's like Barney Fife. It's like, it's all psychological. That's like, that's what he wants you to think. That's what he wants.
ID crisis is not to hijack the conversation, but it occurs to me that Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal TV series would make a great Putin. I'd like to just be like, yes, but, I really don't know. I'd have to look the guy
My response to that would be, go check my videos on Rumble that I have listed where I explain everything of what's going on over there with Russia and Ukraine. Before we make, more definitive statements are made, please go over there and, of course, after this.
No, I see it. I see it. Yep, Mads Mikkelsen would make a great Putin. Absolutely.
Oh, is he talking about like his face and stuff or whatever?
Yeah. If you actually look at this guy, you'd be like, you could kind of see how they could make the guy look even more like him. Yeah. Let's see if I can't get a show everybody. We'll go back to what we were reading here in a moment. I don't mind, interjections into my conversations. I'm fine with that.
Oh, like if he was... Oh, okay, I see who this guy is. I've seen
this guy. This guy right here, you can kind of see it. This is the IMDb page, but yeah, if you look at that guy and you look at if you can picture Putin in your head, right? They could do a good job. Mm-hmm.
Of course, it would all be bad. Instead of Klaus Schwab being the Bond villain, it would be Putin in the next movie. They would make. So, sorry, I was misunderstanding what he said.
Hashtag casting couch.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. Let's finish off this article. Oh, you know what? Let's not. Let's just not, because we'll just do the same thing that we do with everything else and just not finish it. There's only 2 small paragraphs left.
Well, here's a little something fun.
Anybody that wants to actually finish that was projectsyndicate.org. I can actually, there'll be links down below later.
if you like vomiting in your mouth. If that's fun. Some people it is, I guess.
Some people like the taste.
I mean, hey, that's your kink, whatever.
Especially after you eat tacos. Mm.
Looks like someone vomited a taco all over her. Anyways, you got the yellow, you got the red, you got the... anywho's, we're gonna... No one saw where my pointer was.
No, I did. Oh, no.
Anyway.
Exactly, ID. There you go.
This is the people at the World Economic Forum. This is a hilarious own on a Davos energy transition panel. Moderator asks the World Economic Forum guests to raise their hands if they had an electric vehicle. Just 4 of them did. And watch.
Just 4.
Behold this.
So I'm going to throw
It's a little quiet. Sorry.
Out to the audience and say, how many of you are driving an electric vehicle at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would say that probably constitutes less than 5% of the persons sitting here in this room.
Oh my God! It's so...
Less than 5% is like because there's 100 people sitting in the room.
I mean, like, it's like again. They have all these buildings everywhere. They're like, oh my God, climate change. Oh my God, like all this stuff. Like we have to change the whole world economy. We have to change everything to electric. We have to change everything. Oh my God! And then it's like, oh yeah, how many of you actually use these damn things? Just like 4 people. It's like, it's the greatest thing ever. And she's like, wow, so that would constitute 5% of the people here. Like, oh, no shit. Like,
no shit.
You all flew in here on goddamn private jets. There's like 85,000 of them lined up outside. Like, holy hell. Like, carbon footprint. Talk about giant carbon smearing gas in the sky going to each place you go. Like,
so.
Yes. Pull up his chat.
It's coming.
You too can come to the WEF and learn how to self-own. Yes, self-own like a pro. That's what we do at the WEF, yes. Oh my God. Buildings lined with that shit. Like, oh, we have to change the whole world economy. We have to change everything about our energy system. We have to change everything. And then it's like, oh yes, when it comes to the actual like meeting thing where they have everybody sit down and they're talking about transition stuff, how many of you actually use electric vehicles? And there's 4 people that raise their hand. Oh my God.
So my wonderful friend Mike Cunt dropped this link down for us of the Jesse Waters primetime. It's pretty.
Oh, this is Rand Paul.
Yeah, this is Rand Paul. It's pretty interesting. It has Rand Paul ranting.
Hundreds of gas-guzzling private jets took off this week as billionaires from all over the world jetted off to Davos, Switzerland, for the ritzy and glamorous World Economic Forum. A week-long event for the ruling class to talk down to the rest of us. And it's not for everybody. It's an invite-only event. And once you do get in, they divide you by class. You get a white badge with a blue line if you're rich enough. You just get a white badge if you're married to someone important. Or if you're just a part of someone's entourage, you get an ugly green badge. You're not good enough. They keep the elites together. And they have their own little police state to make sure these people are focused on ruling the world. If you're not from CNN or the New York Times and you show up uninvited, they'll probably arrest you. And it's all headed up by a guy named Klaus Schwab, who's pretty much running a one-world government here. He kicked off the week by saying the future is theirs, not yours.
The future is not just happening. The future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room. We have the means to improve the states of the world.
Again,
And
the
the way they
public
start
head of the
is by
Bilderberg
tracking
Group.
you. If you go deep in the weeds and what these people are saying at this place, they're openly scheming up some of the craziest plans you'll ever hear of, like tracking your carbon footprint.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they
That's the
consuming on the
carbon
platform?
tax, that's
So
the carbon ID,
individual
that's the
carbon
jab
footprint
ID.
tracker. Stay tuned.
You heard it.
All in
the
one.
one world government wants to keep tabs on what you eat and where you go. All because John Kerry's a little mad that your cheeseburger is wiping out part of the population.
People forget greenhouse gases are pollution. And 15 million people a year die because of the quality of the air around the world. We're dealing with a crisis here, folks.
Oh my
It's
God.
a crisis made by human
Oh
beings.
my freaking
Maybe they
God.
should take their own advice before jetting off across the
Damn
world on
meeting
those
where
private
everyone
jets,
talks about
emitting all that
depopulation,
carbon.
and then
But to them,
he
they have
acts
more
like he's
important things
concerned
to
about
focus on,
populations
like preventing the
and people
next
dying.
pandemic.
Kill me.
Yes.
Since it worked out so well last time.
If it comes 10 years.
Before we
Oh,
hit
sorry,
on,
I was talking over him. I'm sorry. Rewind that a little bit. He
no,
was introducing.
yeah, before we hit on Bill Gates here real quick, ID Crisis is, what are they eating? The methane footprint? That's good. That's good.
Pandemic. Since it worked out so
I mean,
well
I'm
last
sure they
time.
have fancy sticks.
If it comes 10 years from now, we should have far, far better diagnostic technology. That is, be able to scale up every country within a month to diagnose their entire population. We're a little distracted right now, so getting the debate going is happening slowly.
Yeah, a lot of people are distracted by inflation, food shortages,
He
real
also
problems.
said that certain
But
things
the ruling
about the
class
jabs, his stabbies there, Mr. Gil Bates' stabbies there, he was talking about how, they're not as, the jabbies, they're not as effective as Gil Bates would have liked. But the next ones will be they'll be really effective. They'll be really effective. Because there's a next one coming.
If they do a good job though, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We do a really
15%.
great job on new jobs and healthcare and reproductive services. We could lower that population number down to perhaps 15% or more. I like to fantasize numbers in my mind. John Kerry doesn't know what he's talking about.
Seems as though
I
there's
love to lower the population.
there's somebody that popped in on us and has been watching us for the last, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. You can come chat with us. It's okay.
Yeah, totally.
Davos says, don't worry, it's all a part of the plan.
We need to accept that there will be some pain in the process. The pace that we need will open up for missteps. It will open up for shortages on energy. It will create inflationary pressures, and maybe we need to start talking about that pain is actually worth it.
If you have all the money in the world,
I
the
forgot
last
about
thing
that
you have
clip.
to worry about.
That freaking bitch sits there and tells you that, well, you know what? The transition into all of these lovely green energies and things, yeah, sure, it's going to tank the whole goddamn economy and inflate everything out your ass. But that's okay because the pain is worth it in the end. Worth it for who? Oh, for me. For me, says bitch lady on at the top
Let's
there.
listen to her again. We'll find the whole.
we need to accept that there will be some pain in the process. The pace that we need will open up for missteps. It will open up for shortages on energy. It will create inflationary pressures, and maybe we need to start talking about that pain is actually worth it.
The pain is worth it. Just, suck it up. Nice. Thanks,
Alrighty,
Eddie.
Chris. Headed home from work. Fun stream, guys. Well, thanks.
Awesome. Glad you enjoyed.
Yeah, thanks a bunch for watching.
If you have all the money in the world, the last thing you have to worry about is inflation. It's our problem, not theirs. They're busy ruling the world. And shady George Soros says if we don't make their ideas a reality, civilization is done for.
Fighting pandemics and climate change, avoiding nuclear war, maintaining global institutions.
As you push for nuclear war.
To take a backseat to that struggle. That's why I say our civilization may not survive.
Believe it when I tell you.
That's why I say our civilization may not survive. I mean, you've created so much division. Which civilization are you talking of?
I mean, it's all just projective bullshit. I mean, like, he is wrecking civilization as we speak.
Right.
He's taking a wrecking ball to everything. Specifically in the United States by funding all kinds of district attorneys that don't lock up people who commit crimes and let them all sprawl out all over the place, continuing to commit crimes. But if you commit a political crime, they'll go after you. So he's literally taking a giant wrecking ball to all of civilization. But of course, he's referring to the Russia-Ukraine crisis. He's saying that Russia is going to destroy our civilization in that clip, in its entire context. That's what he's saying in that clip. He's talking about Russia and Ukraine and, how, like, we need to push back against Russia and there's this authoritarian dictatorship, coming up and really could wipe out our civilization. It's like, no, excuse me, Mr. George Soros, that is you, Mr. Projector-in-Chief. Anyway.
These people don't care about any of us. They're just a bunch of globalists hanging out and coming up with too many bad ideas. Rand Paul, Kentucky Senator.
Incorrect. They're not
Should
bad
the American
ideas.
people-
They're purposefully evil ideas for themselves. So you know.
Rand Paul. Kentucky Senator, and he joins me now. Should the American people be scared when the richest people in the entire world get together at a swanky conference and hatch these crazy ideas about how to make our lives better?
Well, if they really cared, they could have ridden with me. I was on a plane this morning. I was A category on Southwest Airlines, and hey, that's something. Wasn't a private jet, but they could have saved. When you're on a private jet, they're spending 5 times as much of a carbon footprint. So if they really cared about that, they could ride on commercial airlines, but they aren't. They're elitist. But the other real danger here, that's even more danger than all their phony caring about carbon footprint, the real danger is this. Look how bad your government is in a country where you get to vote for these people. This would be a government, a world government, where you don't get to vote on anybody. This is everybody's worst nightmare. The bureaucracy that we have trouble in our United States because we don't get to vote on them, we vote indirectly. Can you imagine the one world bureaucracy of all these elitists and their private jets that would rule
we can
our
because
country,
they're voting on
and
it
we
with the
wouldn't get to vote?
WHO.
So I'm dead set against.
We can imagine that because they're doing it.
We'll hit on something from the WHO here after this clip is done here. And that, because that's the other half of the show.
Against this, and they used to call people who talked about
not like all of them aren't coexisting with each other.
We would always say, no, it's in their mission statement. They say it at every meeting. That's what they're for. But lack of sovereignty means lack of freedom, and it means lack of responsiveness, and it's completely antithetical to everything our country stands for.
Yeah, and I don't want to put down Bill Gates and these guys. You know, they do a lot for charity. But when you hear them kind of just dismiss
Do it.
inflation,
Just put 'em down.
you know,
Just
you're
put
gonna
'em
have to
down.
Go through
Fuck
some
'em.
pain in order to kind of go with my idea.
Charity.
You know, the American
giving
people hear that and they
100
think, "Come on,
tribal
man,
girls
you're
in
not,
India cancer."
you're not serious, are you?"
But it's not only insensitivity because they've never been to a grocery store and have no idea what things cost, but it's also that we now have a whole set of our political spectrum that's out there saying it's caused by greed. If you were in a third grade class, I would give you a failing grade if you told me inflation was caused by greed.
He was going to
That
say
is
a
the
gay
dumbest
class.
explanation.
Because that's literally what's happening now. It's literally what's happening now.
Let's listen to that again.
By greed. If you were in a third grade class, I would give you a
yes.
If you were in a third grade,
a failing grade if you told me inflation was caused by greed.
I mean, this is where we're at. This is what they're doing to us kids.
I mean, you should. Why is the third grader worrying about inflation? I mean, just saying. Oh shoot! I bumped something else than I wanted to bump. Apparently, I does something.
The dumbest explanation, the most implausible, and that lacking all facts that someone would try to put forward. Inflation is caused by an increase in the money supply that increases the demand. It's done because we spend too much money. The Federal Reserve prints it up to borrow it. It floods the economy and drives prices up. If you don't understand that, they'll never get it any better. And my prediction is it's going to get a lot worse before November.
What do you think about this track?
It's going to get a lot worse before November.
Tracking technology they're cooking up. They're going to track your carbon footprint. I mean, I think that these liberals are already stressed out enough, Senator. Yeah. Imagine when they find out, like, everything they do.
Right. They want carbon footprint stuff. They want to, know where you're at, why you're there, what you're eating, what you're driving.
Everything.
Don't want you to have an ID to go and vote.
And again, look at China. China is the globalist playground. With all of
eventually you won't be voting for anything.
Right.
Fool.
But look at China. China is the globalist playground for all of their new tech that they want to put out. And then they give it to the Chinese, and then, Winnie the Pooh over there is like, oh my God, yes. So they put that out on the people there. Look at all of their social credit score bullshit and their governmental credit score. And of course, that's all rolled up into one credit score, right? It's the governmental, it's the GSB, the governmental, social, environmental credit score. Not GSB, sorry. Anyway. And so when you look at that and then you look at the technology that they have to do things on their phone. Everything that they do is graded. Everything they say is graded. Everything they post on social media is graded. Phone calls, text messages, everything. Everything is analyzed and tracked for your compliance with the state. Everything. And if you get more, and if you're more compliant, and if you're more good for them, well, then you get more social credit score points. And then, you eventually, you're more able to participate in the market and be able to, get, food. Whereas somebody else just, you weren't good enough, so you just might have to starve. I mean, this is the type of system that they want. And of course, Klaus Schwab, invites Xi Jinping to talk at the World Economic Forum meetings, oftentimes. So just so we all know that as well. So anyways, but.
Right. Because, China's invited. It's just Russia that's not.
Is killing the ozone. I mean, they're going to go crazy. They're going to start yelling at us.
Yeah, privacy is not much of a concern for these kind of people. So not only do they want to track you for your carbon footprint, the WHO has announced, they're forming a treaty, and it's going to be this treaty for the next pandemic. But in the next pandemic, it's not going to be a Washington-based mandate on vaccines or a Washington-based social distancing or masks. It's going to be an international one, and they actually want to track everybody with a QRS code. I think that goes beneath the surface right back here, but
I mean, I think it might go somewhere. I mean, when you've really used a QR code, a QRS code, I mean, something they can just go and,
I mean, folks, they
straight
tell you
out
this
do what
crap
they
in
want.
their movies, and when they put this stuff in their movies, they're not joking.
They usually don't.
So you know.
Like how many things? How many times have you watched like The Simpsons, and then something so many years later happens? I'm just saying. They predict things all the time.
Some of it's
and some of it
trying to
when
tell
it
you,
comes
and then
true.
some of it's some
All of a sudden
people.
you're like, oh, yeah.
Right.
Things that make you go, Oh.
QRS code. I think that goes beneath the surface right back here, but I'm not sure how they get it in you. But
I'm not sure how they get it in you.
no, I mean, it's no laughing matter. It is very worrisome. But whenever they talk about it, they have absolutely no concern for privacy. And you're exactly right. They don't care about the individual. They don't know people like us. They've never been on a bus. They've never been on Southwest Airlines. They've never driven a car. Most of them have never even driven their own car. So these are not the kind of people we want telling the rest of us what to do.
All right.
See, what he just said brings me back a couple clips ago or whatever that we watched something where she said something about 4% of the people in the room were driving electric vehicles. She should have asked the room, how many of you actually drive vehicles, period? Because he just brought up a very good point. Most of them don't drive. So maybe that percentage was a little bit higher. Like 100% of the drivers were actually driving.
But Klaus Schwab, he has a video of him driving a car up the road. So show the people that we are.
Exactly, Mitchell. Mark of the Beast.
Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky flies commercial. Let it be known. Thank you so much, Senator.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
Flies commercial. Let it be known. So.
And by the way, Rand Paul's dad knew about all this shit, and he would talk about it on the Senate floor, and everyone would give him crazy crap and shit for it.
I had a whole bunch of stuff pulled up for, like, I was going to do the Wikipedia for World Health Organization. I think because we're actually an hour and 41 minutes into this, I think we're going to kind of hop through the next segment, which I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know how like some shows when you watch them or whatever, they have like little spots where it stops and you can watch which part you want. You should almost do that. Like, I don't know how to do it though. I'm not that YouTube savvy. Somebody knows how to actually split this, put a split there so people can go and
I have no clue.
Click right here and watch this part of it as opposed to watching all of it. Which they shouldn't. They should actually watch they should watch all of it. Don't question anything.
No, don't ever question anything.
So, let's see how I want to actually go about this. So this is World Health Organization. As opposed to actually reading, like I said, I don't want to do their particular. I was going to do their Wikipedia page like I do most, and then I was going to do this guy's Wikipedia page. This guy here, and we're not going to do it all. We're just going to look at it real quick. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus has been head director general.
Oh, look at the end of his last name there. It's sus.
Who? Yeah.
It's pretty sus. Like Andrew Sussman. There's a lot of sus going around here with these people.
I mean, he played a role in the response in all these, outbreaks and stuff that have occurred in the last so long. He has a lot to do with a lot.
With Bill Gates, of course.
Right, and as he should be. So now the thing is, when I look at this or whatever, and I was kind of like, maybe I don't want to actually do this because this is kind of against the monkeypox thing or whatever that I was going to actually talk about. It has nothing to do with it. I think this guy deserves maybe his own, hour and a half-ish or whatever, as opposed to us talking about this guy tonight. He deserves more time.
Oh, so you're saying
a lot more time.
Not to do him specifically, but just to do the WHO now and then do him individually another time.
Yeah. This guy deserves his own episode almost.
He's pretty.
And that's what I'm like. Instead of actually talking about this guy, I think we need to just go on with the. Yeah, there's a lot. That's why I'm like, there's so much more to actually talk about with this guy. So let's not bring him up too much. He's just the, like I said, the director general of the World Health Organization.
WHO.
So let's see here. Susan, before we go too far, we're not saying anything about this. We're just trying to inform people of something that is, potentially occurring or is occurring currently as we speak. And we just want more people to actually understand if they don't already. We're not saying that, anything against it. We just want people to understand that it is something that currently exists, has existed.
We never ask questions.
Right. We're just trying to learn with everybody.
We just parakeet the globalist talking point.
So, this particular article, so this is the overview of what this stuff is, and you can see it looks kind of gross and scary and maybe, whatever it is. I have no clue. So monkeypox virus is an orthopox virus that causes a disease with symptoms similar but less severe to smallpox. While smallpox was eradicated in 1980, monkeypox continues to occur in countries in Central and West Africa. Two distinct clade are identified, the West African clade and the Congo Basin clade, also known as the Central African clade. Monkeypox is a zoonosis, a disease that is transmitted from animals to humans. Cases are often found close to tropical rainforests where there are animals that carry the virus. Evidence of the monkeypox virus infection has been found in animals including squirrels, Gambian pouched rats, dormice, different species of monkeys, and others. Human-to-human transmission is limited, with the longest documented chain of transmission being 6 generations, meaning that the last person to be infected in the chain was 6 links away from the original sick person. It can be transmitted through contact with bodily fluids, lesions on the skin, or in internal mucosal surfaces such as the mouth or throat, respiratory droplets, and contaminated objects. Detection of viral DNA by polymerase chain reaction is the preferred laboratory test of monkeypox. The best diagnostic specimens are directly from the rash, skin, fluid, or crusts, or biopsy where feasible. Antigen and antibody detection methods may not be useful as they do not distinguish between orthopox viruses. So they call it what they call it because of the, this part here that it says that, it's usually found in animals and can be transmitted from human to human if the original person had contracted this particular, whatever they're calling particular virus. So, which, causes these things that look like this to happen on your skin, which can be kind of scary if you actually, it looks worse than a blister even, and if, I don't know, it looks scary. So then there's a couple articles, again, that was from the World Health Organization. Their words, not mine. I just read what they had said. Next article is also from the World Health Organization. This is what they have to say. Oh, hey Jules. Been listening. Have a great night. You also have a great night. Thank you for watching.
Oh, hey, yeah. Have a great night there. We're almost done. Oh, and by the way, how many movies is it that talk about like a virus spreading from monkeys? There's 2 of them that were British movies. It was like one of them was like 12 days after, and one was like 28 days later or something like that. It was about monkey virus, and then there was 12 Monkeys, of course, is the other one, and I think there's like 2 or 3 others, where the entire theme of the film is viruses come from monkeys and then cause global pandemic and then civilizational collapse or whatever. So the MK Ultra brainwashing has been in the media. And has been in the movie space and the TV space. Oh yeah, and not to mention the TV shows. My God, like the TV shows with like the hemorrhagic fever type stuff or whatever that comes from like the monkeys or comes from the jungles or whatever. And oh my God, like what is it, like once a year there's one of these stupid crime dramas on TV that has one of those where it's like some woman bleeds from her eyes and like falls on the floor. It's like, oh my God, she was in the jungle. She had contact with a monkey. It's a monkey virus. It's like, so all this shit has been out in the media. TV, entertainment of all kinds, movies, talking about viruses coming from monkeys, and they're all coming from the jungles, and we just bad humans. So, this has been instilled in the public. So when this kind of stuff starts to come out, like this, everyone in their head that isn't awake to what's going on, they're all going completely batshit in their head, like, oh boy, like what's with. I mean, well, I shouldn't say completely batshit because we haven't gone to like a level of this to where it's right in front of your face. But when they start to come out on the news and they start to talk about this, like it's like super like serious, whatever. Like everybody needs to take like this precaution or whatever. Everyone will start to lose their effing shite. Because of that brainwashing and that instilling of that throughout major media and culture of monkey viruses and getting a virus from a monkey and and like all this kind of crap, they're going to lose their freaking minds. Right now, though, you see a lot of people looking at it, a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people concerned about it. It's kind of like going through their head or whatever, and so they take from the search results, Google and everything else.
It's not that monkeypox is new either, though. It's
right.
It was the first recorded back 1970. I mean, so when you actually do the thought on it, it's like, well, so why is it us and they're talking about it again? Why is this something that we need to even think that's going to actually happen or occur to any of us?
Bill Gates ran a game plan, a war game, a virus game or whatever, a germ game as he calls them now, where there would be a bioterrorist that would release a type of monkeypox. It would be genetically engineered, and it would be you wouldn't be able to vaccinate against it. And so and these are Bill Gates's words because I'm Bill Gates. And so so it would be released on May 15th, and then sometime in the middle of June we would have it's officially declared a pandemic of monkeypox. And we had a whole simulation like we did with the Koof thing going on, and we did it all with like the news reports and what the media would have to say and how they would have to react, and all the hospitals and things and how they would have to react with all this stuff. So I mean, it's a really complicated thing to really get all of this up off the ground and working. But we have to do our germ games and make sure that we all understand. And oh, by the way, the Biden administration has also purchased a lot of monkeypox vaccines this past year. So just so we're all prepared and know what's just about to occur on the landscape of planet Earth with people, getting viruses and dropping dead. Can you hear my grin stretching across my wrinkled face?
Mitchell's laughing.
So, anyways, that was Bill Gates, but he's that's what he's busy doing.
Right. So then, to go on with our monkeypox that we're talking about here, for whatever reason, World Health Organization also puts this article that says monkeypox, public health advice for gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men. I'm like, this particular article struck up quite the conversation today in Discord.
Oh my God.
Between 4 of us that actually kind of got into it. That's how much fun you can have if you actually subscribe to this channel and you talk to one of us. It doesn't have to be on YouTube. You can, subscribe over on the other side. Come join us in Discord and hold regular conversations with us. It's great.
Oh, by the way, just for some context about this whole thing here, everybody should read the book by Robert Kennedy Jr., The Real Anthony Fauci, and they should go into the section about...
I own the book on Audible.
It is a very detailed, very detailed expose, as you might say, as you might say. So, and it goes over the different stuff with HIV and things and so forth, and Fauci and all that stuff. You should totally go read that, because I know we can't probably talk about the of what that, but just saying it's not exactly how we. How
the robots got you at the right time. That was great.
The what?
The robots got you at the right time. It was great.
The robots?
Yep. That took about 3 or 4 words away from you.
Oh.
Yeah. It was fun.
Oh, well.
Because it happens. I'm not going to read this article. I just wanted people to realize that this is what the World Health Organization is actually trying to press and push. They're actually going through, and I didn't have to read the article earlier either, and it struck the greatest conversation in Discord from a couple people.
I wouldn't say it's talking the greatest, but
Well, when an article is interesting enough at any level that it brings into conversation, it makes the article worth actually just bringing up. Links will be down below in the description. Make sure you check it out if you're interested in the exact article. But you can see off the headline, that's pretty much all you have to know. Men who have sex with other men. Not just the gay or bisexual ones. Be careful. Just be careful. Monkeypox is out, and they're saying, that look at these symptoms. Rash, fever, swollen lymph nodes, headaches, muscle aches, low energy. I mean, just be careful out there, I guess. Okay. I know Mitchell has a lot more to say.
I don't know. Are we going to be able to go into like the treaty, or should we just save the treaty and
Into
the dude
the treaty.
for another time?
The treaty? What?
WHO treaty. Wait, did nobody post anything? I thought someone posted something with it in Discord. Maybe not. Oh, well, maybe not. Thought somebody did. I could have sworn I saw an article about.
I mean, I pulled up just to straight the World Health Organization in itself, just so it was there. Maybe you picked up something off of them, because it covers so much stuff. We can give it its own.
Because it'll probably need its own time too, I would imagine.
This was going to be
Just
the
so
last
much
thing I was going to
news
show.
going on this week. There's so many things that are going on this week.
You had me confused there for a second. Seriously, I was like, there's one thing that I had left, and I'm like, what did I? Who put something? Did somebody put something that I missed? But yeah, what is it? What's this treaty?
It would be a treaty wherein, in the next pandemic, because totally, the WHO would sort of make the rules as to how you deal with said pandemic. Sorry, I just get confused. Sorry. we can't disagree with the narrative. But because we're on YouTube. Oh wait, we're after 2 hours. What the hell? But who's get it? Because WHO who. Anyway, I'm funny. I'm just funny like that. Inadvertently, unbeknownst to me, I'm funny. So, but
there's a couple other things that are kind of funny. It's just we can't see him because he won't ever show us his face.
Well, then how do you know that's funny?
You can tell by the voice.
What about it? Huh? About it?
That's slightly effeminate.
You know what?
You know what? What, Nancy? What do you want to say?
I just want to say, shut up. So sweet. There's no bad answer. That's what I was trying to say. There's no bad answer at all.
Shut up and go eat your ice cream. Nancy.
There is no ice cream for you. There's no ice cream for you. There's plenty of ice cream for me. There's no ice cream. I have hoarded all the ice cream. So no one else has any ice cream for themselves.
A lot of people have questions about this, Dr. Hotez, about this.
Sorry, Nancy. I didn't mean to.
How dare you interrupt the Speaker of the House?
I wish there was a clip just like the fuck Joe Biden there is a clip that said "fuck Nancy Pelosi" because I just totally play it right now.
Well, I mean, this is
Mitchell's
this is
enjoying
only
your.
a free country for so long, Mr. Whatever the hell your name is. I don't remember. Where am I? I don't know. Where's my vodka? Vodka.
You see, Mitchell, AmericaShirts actually hangs out with Nancy and Gil Bates all day, every day.
Well, yeah, how the hell do you think I know all about them? They annoy the hell out of me.
He said, "Let's go, Brandon."
Back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Fuck Joe Biden.
I agree. I agree. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, I agree.
How to tell if you have
Questions about this, Dr. Hotez, about this monkeypox. How concerned are you about it?
You know, I'm modestly concerned, Pamela. I mean, if you look at the total number of confirmed and suspected cases.
Stalin and the scientist. EBAN, human science, human values. What's this one with the? Can you see that? Can you see the second book?
The one with the Confederate flag on it?
Yeah, that one.
He's going to get fired for wherever the hell he is after this. Because there's going to be a bunch of libtards like,
So who do you think the two in the on the two pictures are above? Sorry, apparently my police scanner decided to go off right at that moment. Who do you think are the two pictures right above the Science and Human Values book?
oh, hello, Grim. What the hell are you talking about?
The green guy is a Democratic internet troll. He's worked for multiple Democratic campaigns. He's progressive who attacks people until they leave the platform using. Oh. Grim's been on this thing about bots the last few days, and it's been great.
Who is the green guy? Is that my favorite Martian? What is it? Who's the green guy?
The green guy. He uses profiles to know who to target, right-wingers. So make Twitter into echo chamber.
Oh, this is a whole other thing with Twitter and Bill Gates funding to go against
Got the guy's name. He got the guy's name that was creating this stuff.
the glowy in the video from that.
Ooh. Interesting. Well, if we make it through tonight's episode here, and we're still alive after this, we might have to do a conversation. Maybe we'll have to make sure that Grimsbar joins us.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a whole other
conversation.
episode. I mean, my God, like you can't. I mean.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. This isn't tonight thing. Where I mean, the little highlights are fun. They're great. Don't get me wrong there. She edited. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, he's probably at work too.
So, who do you think these two guys are behind the? You think they're anybody important?
I can't really tell.
Photoshopped it or undid her reactions.
outside of Africa right now. You're talking around 200, maybe half of them in Spain and Portugal, and a handful in several other European countries. An outbreak that looks like it's happening in Montreal, and
By the
about
way,
3
who's doing this
suspected or
interview?
confirmed cases in the U.S. and in Massachusetts, New York, and Florida. So we're talking very small numbers. This is a virus
This
that's
guy?
not nearly
No,
as
who's doing the
transmissible
interview?
as something like COVID-19.
Like, what's the
It
news?
requires
Oh, somebody from
very
CNN.
close. Some people say face-to-face intimate contact. Its transmissibility is way down, and it's important to remember that because it does have some resemblance to smallpox, although it produces much less severe disease, we have all of these antiviral drugs, at least 2 different antiviral drugs and 3 different vaccines in our U.S. stockpile because we were concerned in the early 2000s about a smallpox bioterrorism.
Yeah, no, I don't know if any of this is true. This is coming from this guy in the CDC. You know, if it is true, great. If it isn't true, well, you know, that's not my thoughts. So, you know, Susan, just letting you know when things change. Not saying that this is exactly what's going on. This guy is.
Terrorist attack.
Yes,
this
go
is not
hang
related
him.
at all, but it could probably be repurposed for monkeypox if we need it. So we're much better prepared for this than something like COVID-19.
Well, that's good to hear. And I know we were showing some of these symptoms on our screen, but if you would walk us through what the symptoms are and the prognosis if you contract it.
So it's associated.
So, if you look closer and you see the globe right behind him, and you can see like Ukraine's right over his shoulder, right?
It begins with
yeah,
fever,
that's
headache,
purposeful.
back pain.
Like everything
very
behind
much
people
like
in their
a
backgrounds
case of
like
the
this,
flu,
it's
let's
completely
say. So you
purposeful.
might think you have a case of the flu. One of the early
You're supposed to
tip-offs
see that.
that this is something different is big swollen lymph nodes under the chin, around the neck area. So what's called lymphadenopathy. And the 1 to 3 days, you get a more characteristic rash that begins almost looking like a chickenpox rash, but then becomes more pustular in nature. So if you do have fever and rash, you certainly want to seek medical attention, call your physician, and get seen. In the case of the possibility that it is a case of monkeypox, as I say, extremely rare right now, but we're going to watch it and see if new outbreaks begin, and if so, whether those individuals who have contact with an infected case warrant getting vaccinated and deploying the vaccine. And I think that's going to be the approach we're looking at in the coming days. Hopefully this will eventually burn out. It won't be able to sustain itself, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see additional cases pop up in the United States and, of course, elsewhere in North America and Europe.
Well, that guy is going to get hung.
So, I mean,
by the global elite first.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
I mean, he seemed to be kind of on their side to a point, I guess.
Well, yes, and then he was saying things that aren't exactly in line with what they want, unfortunately.
Right. So I mean, the guy was kind of confusing. Then you see everything in his background, and you're like, what, is this guy just trying to hit on?
That's his little sticker of "I stand with the current thing," or like.
But I mean,
like his
that whole
background is that
background was
little
just.
sticker, and he's the NPC in the middle, and then you have all of like the flags and everything else in the background. I stand with the current thing, or I'm with the current thing. What is that saying? I forget exactly. I think it's I stand with the current thing or something, or I go with the current thing. I don't know. Anyway. It's his whole background. So, anywho's.
So that was the last article I really had. I didn't really have too much more. Grim, if you had some more stuff that you wanted to actually throw at us, you're more than glad to jump into the setup and join us, or throw some more stuff at us. We'll read it out. If you're still with us. If you're not still with us, thank you for joining us.
If you are, wiggle your pinky toe. If you can hear us, if you're still online. Oh, that's a big wiggle there. Huh?
Dang, big wiggle. The guy harassed the Tea Party with bots, and he's trying to push them to madness. Don't worry about it, man. Just check your Discord. Don't share the specifics. It's nutty. Yeah, I mean, it's strange, for sure.
I was telling everybody earlier today I had a experts afternoon stream on there a little bit, and it's a little bit of an unusual thing for me, but I had it up there, and because I'm normally doing everything else, and I was just typing in the chat like, everybody go watch Grimm's Bar video, because the Fed thing, the glowy thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can go down below in the description, and you can actually find links for Grimm's Bar and his channel. You go and just straight to his channel, go watch his stuff, go watch the last few things that he's put out. Guy is progressive and has worked for many progressive campaigns. So, I mean, obviously, you know, everybody knows what progressive means.
Means we're moving forward with the global agenda to take over the planet. Allegedly.
Well, all that being said, I think we should call it a night. Unless Grimm really has something more that he wants to throw at us, we'll totally read it. You should, I guess you're still bookmarking AmericaShirts or first.com or what?
Yes, we are still doing that. Yes. Unfortunately. Oh,
so
my.
tomorrow night there will be a show. This is again 10 Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. There will be a show tomorrow night. Really don't know what we're doing. It's Friday, so we might just kind of, you know, hang out, chill, whatever. Outpost Nerd will join us for a short bit at some point in time. Anybody else that wants to join, more than happy, more than glad to actually have anybody join it. We'd probably just have, you know, hold regular conversations of sorts. We're not going to try holding. That's if, you know, this particular episode's great with everybody. Yeah, absolutely. We'll be there in a little bit. Anybody else that wants to catch us in Discord? You know,
you must subscribe.
Subscribe to this, and we'll go and we'll, you know, come chat with me, AmericaShirts, talk to Grimm's Bar, any of us. There's, I don't know if there's maybe one other that can get you a link or two or whatever, or maybe a few. What's this? Progressive Hacker Network. Hyper focused and kept enters the chat. he's like, everything's just grim all of a sudden. I'm taking it Mitchell went back to bed.
Probably.
Thank you, Jules, for watching.
Yeah.
If you decide that you wanted me to, because I heard I watched the chat in the experts show earlier. If you really want me to do something, you have to actually help me with this and actually give me a particular book that you'd prefer, and I'll totally read a book, whatever. I'll read a couple pages every day. I'll do it midday so that way you have something to go back and watch or whatever, and I'll just record it and throw it out as, you know, a couple page read or whatever.
You should do H.G. Wells's book, The New World Order. What? What?
Okay, we're gonna shut this down. We're gonna go talk to Grimm here a little bit.
WHO. Who? Okay. I'm funny.
So let's just do a couple quick.
Back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Fuck Joe Biden.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Later. Everybody have a good night.
Later, people.